by the faculties. And before I could introduce the faculties and our assistant director admissions, as I said, this is social responsibility of Dayanand Sagar University conducting the webinar, how to excel in your board exam tips to success. I'll be very happy to share the highlights about Dayanand Sagar University. My dear students, you will be happy to know Dayanand Sagar University declared as a AI first university. ಈಗ ಸದ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ AI ಸಮಿಟ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಮಿಟ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. 16ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಆನರೇಬಲ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಿಸ್ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿ ಅವರು ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು AI ಸಮಿಟ್. Dayanand Sagar University is point of attraction in AI summit at Delhi. In association with NVIDIA, Dayanand Sagar University is going to be India's first AI factory. Dayanand Sagar is going to generate lot of artificial intelligence skilled professionals from its campus. I'm very happy to say that it is been formally announced by our Honorable Pro-Chancellor Dr. Premachandra Sagar. He has announced very recently, and NDTV has covered that announcement. In association with NVIDIA, Dayanand Sagar University is India's first AI factory, which is going to generate skilled AI engineers all across. Dayanand Sagar University is a sustainable net zero campus. My dear students, and Dayanand Sagar University, very recently you might have heard the news and read the newspaper. Dayanand Sagar University has launched its own student satellite. And Dayanand Sagar University is having multidisciplinary programs offered and special focus on emerging technology. Dayanand Sagar University is having impressive placement and high package. My dear student, Dayanand Sagar University offers its education right from KG till PhD. We have nursery class till PhD capability of Dayanand Sagar University. Dayanand Sagar University is having 3 campuses. One is, which is 7 decades old campus at Kumaraswamy Layout, Dayanand Sagar Institute. Second campus is Dayanand Sagar. Second campus at Kanakpura Road, opposite to Sri Swami Ravi Shankar Ashram. And the university is huge campus spread across in 140 acre at Aravali, Kanakpura Road. Now I wish to formally introduce our faculties. As introduction, this is going to be the flow chart, how the program is going to happen. Our assistant director admission would be setting a context, followed by Professor Mallikarjun session, followed by Professor Manjunath sir sessions, followed by Professor Ravi sir, followed by Reena madam, who is going to take out biology. I am going to be a moderator. Myself, M.H. Bagli, cluster manager admissions. I am going to be a moderator till the end of the session. I would introduce Professor Mallikarjun, mathematics, who is a BTech from IIT Chennai. I interacted many times with Professor Mallikarjun. He is having passion in mathematics and having a 30 years long experience in teaching students. Sir is having a 30 years experience across many institutions. I will name very few: Amrita Vidyalayam, Mahesh PU College. And sir has reviewed many textbooks like Modern ABC for mathematics and worked as a resource person for Mary orientation program for lecturers. Sir also has given a orientation session for lecturers on the CBSE syllabus, which has been introduced in the state. I formally welcome you, Professor Mallikarjun. Sir, wholeheartedly welcome you. In spite of your busy schedule, you accepted our invitation and you have joined the session. You are welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Next, I wish to introduce Professor Manjunath. Hope Manjunath, sir, is going to be a second session. Chemistry would be taken by, Mr. Manjunath is physics. Faculty has been teaching physics more than 24 years. And we have good interaction with sir. Sir is good passion in physics and definitely create current electricity in the students. My dear students, I would be very happily and warm welcome to Manjunath sir. He also guides students in CET, JEE and NEET. I'm very happy to introduce, in spite of his busy schedule, sir has joined us. Thank you so much on behalf of entire Dayanand Sagar University. We welcome you, sir. Next, I would like to introduce Professor Ravi, who is the faculty in chemistry. Professor Ravi is also having good experience in teaching chemistry more than 15 years, has worked in a various institution in India. He has been teaching chemistry for PUC students. He is having experience teaching in CET, JEE and NEET. And I welcome Ravi Babu sir on behalf of entire Dayanand Sagar University. Lastly, but not least, in the faculty segment, I would welcome Mrs. Reena R. B.Ed. MSc in Biology, has been teaching biology from past 15 years, has worked in institutions like KSPU College and MySPU College. She is having wonderful guidance skill for the students who are attending for board exam and NEET. Thank you so much, madam, for accepting our invitation. And before I could hand over the session to the faculties, I would welcome Mr. Manoj Kumar Jaina, Assistant Director, Admissions, to set in a context. And I wish, sir, I request you to formally inaugurate. Sir is having more than 25 years experience in coaching and guiding students. And I interacted and I attended many sessions with sir. And he'll make student to understand how important the career to build. And this is what the 12th standard, second PUC, which is going to shape your career. And sir talk in many institutions, top institutions of India. Sir spoke on different careers after 12th standard. Now, sir would be formally inaugurating the webinar and setting a context. I welcome you, Mr. Manoj Kumar Jaina, sir, Assistant Director, Admission, Dayanand Sagar University, and over to you, sir, to set a context and formally inaugurate the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bagli. Thank you very much. Very welcome to this webinar, How to Excel in your board exam, Tips to Success. This is one of the important topic at this moment. And formally, just I like to welcome all the students and the panelists. The panelists is Professor Mallikarjun, Professor Manjunath, Professor Ravi, and even Madam Reena Madam, who are the panelists of this today's subject experts who are going to address to the student. And Dayanand Sagar University kept this kind of webinar because these are the important important topics where the students are always doing the silly mistakes in the exams. Why it is required? Why we kept this kind of webinar? Because I know that all the students must be prepared because now only 1 week time is there to face the exam. So all the students must be prepared well for the exam. Definitely they have already written so many preparatory exam, everything they have done. But this particular time, this experts advice, experts guidance is very much important. All the students, I'll tell them, I'll request them, keep your notebook and pen ready. These professors, they are going to give the tips for the important tips for the exam, which will be useful. Certain times the student find out silly mistakes they have done. Then normally the questions will be asked in a tricky way. They made the mistake. Suppose 1 mark question, 2 mark question, which is a very mark fetching score in PUC exam. So that particular exam, if you want to do well, so these professors' tips is very much important. Listen carefully from the each subject experts who are here. Mr. Mallikarjun, last 3 decades, he has into this industry. He has already taken the classes for the many students in Karnataka, and also he has the mentor. He has the teacher. He has the mentor for the PU board teachers group. The Karnataka government has appointed him for giving the training to the teachers. PU teachers, and also he has given the training to the Tamil Nadu board also. So this kind of expertise teachers today we have brought, so that every student get the benefit. And why we are doing? Because every student in Karnataka, after their this second PUC board exam, they are going to write several entrance exam. One among them is the CET. CET is the very much important for them, where every student have to score good mark in the PU exam and as well as also entrance exam, because 50% marks will be considered from the board and 50% will be entrance mark. Based on that, your rank will be decided. So that is the reason you have to do well in your board exam. This is the most important and first priority of that. Then only your entrance exam will consider. So these are the things where whenever you are going for exam, understand, utilize reading the time, analyze the question paper, plan answers, to read carefully, and time management is very much important, because each question you have to answer. It is not like that I did get the sufficient time to answer the questions, because you understand it is not like any entrance exam you will lose the mark. Here it will be how you will step by step you will read, write, and according to the board will provide even 100 out of 100 you can able to score. So time management is very much important. Attempt easy questions first, because whenever you are going for the exam, ensure that whichever the easy questions you can attempt fast. So according to that, it will be your confidence level will be increased. So next is whenever you are going for the presentation, ensure that whatever the presentation you are doing, whatever the answers you are writing, very cleanly, very neatly you mention, so that a examiner, a particular evaluator, he feel happy to see your answer sheet. So that way, no need to make any dirty and scratch many times and all. So make it clean and put the headlines properly, so that it will underline the highlights points. So these are the organized properly, so that will be the best option for you to score good marks. So next to it will be like whenever you are preparing properly and whenever you are writing the question answer properly, definitely the evaluator will be feel happy and you can get the good marks also. So the other things, the experts, they are going to explain you more detail, and just you have to, another point also I just want to take you, balance your routines. Ensure that 7 to 8 hours sleep will be important, because at this time it is not like that overnight I'll study. Overnight I'll study and I'll do. It will definitely hamper your health. So take the proper diet and take the proper break also in between. Whenever you are studying, you take the proper break. Manage stress. Do some yogas and all, so which will be important for this time. It is not like the last minute you can go and study full, and it will be you are going to be in the reach into the some dilemma, and then it will be hamper to your exam. So no need to do that one, and ignore physical health, taking outside foods and all junk foods and all. You don't enter, so that it will affect to your health. So take your homely food, prepare well, and take proper diet, proper liquid. All this it will be important. And most important is the excessive distraction is your mobile phone. Avoid the social media, mobile phone for this another 25 days to 30 days. You avoid this one, or maybe till end of your entrance exam also it will avoid. It will be it will be much better. So that is most important points for you students. Please keep this in mind and remember whatever the questions, answers you are having, any questions, any experts they are going to talk, you note, you put in the question answer box is there. There is a question answer box. Mr. Bagli also explain you. You can ask your question, anything related to mathematics, anything related to physics, anything related to chemistry, anything related to your biology subject related question you can ask, and listen carefully from the subject experts so that you can get the better inputs. So I'll not take much time. It is the most earlier, if you see, the exam is the very till today also it is a very fearing factor, but now it is not like that. Everybody is there, every possibility is there for you to get the access. So through internet media, through the social media, to even also the teachers, they are providing the information to you. Even also so many notebooks, and your college teachers also, they have already given the total syllabus preparation they have given. So now at this moment, you have to listen to this subject experts. According to that, another 1 week what you have to do, plan properly and do. And after that also, I'm just telling you, even government also helping to the student. So most of the rural belt student or even also urban belt student also, the government has given the free BMTC, the free services for this exam. Exclusively for your exam purpose, they have given free service, so you can travel to the exam center and come back. So all the facilities are given by the government, as well as also like Dayanand Sagar University has keeping this option, that so that you can get the good input from the subject experts. So thank you very much providing this opportunity. I'll be telling to the student all the best for your exam and do well. Listen this webinar carefully. Now I'll hand over to Mr. Bagli. Take forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for setting a context, and thank you so much for motivating the students. As sir said, few of the tips. Please keep yourself away from internet and get relaxed. No stress, no outside food. Sleep well and drink plenty of fluids and water. Keep yourself hydrated and keep yourself mentally healthy. Without wasting much time, I welcome Professor Mallikarjun to take over mathematics session. We welcome you and hand over the session to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. All of you, very good evening, and welcome to our session. And few points I would like to share to you people. And then finally, whatever you have the doubts, you can ask, you can clarify your doubts so that we can make it clear before the going to the examination, right? So yeah, right. So first, before preparing for any examination, so you need some, preparation, that plan. Master the blueprint. Master the blueprint means those who want to get, minimum pass. And then the second is like, those who want to get out of out. So these, the points are very, very important. And then you must have the, idea about it. So the PU board typically follows a specific distribution of the marks, right? Now, in this one, so distribution of marks across the chapters, so don't treat every chapter with same intensity, right? You have to focus the few chapters where you can score, and you find maybe difficult chapters, you may find little, easy chapters. So finally, you have to take a call and how to score the marks, and then where I need to focus. And then, whenever you have the preparation for any examination, first you need to prepare for the easy chapters because scoring is very important. And at the last, we have to keep the difficult chapters, right? Then high yield chapters, like if you see the high percentage of the marks where the people will not focus only on this particular chapters, like for example calculus. if you take the integrals and differential equations, integrals, there are 4 topics are there: integrals, definite integrals, area, and then differential equations. But if you want it out, these chapters are very, very important, because in MCQ also we have questions, and 2 marks also we have questions, 3 marks also we have questions, and 5 marks and 6 marks, like that. So everywhere that, the part of the calculus is there. So these are the chapters where most of the students, they will ignore. Why means this? Because so many formulas will be there, and then apart from that, trigonometry part also it is there. So trigonometry is we have studied in class 11th, but now most of the identities we might have forgot. But to improve in these areas, and daily you need to keep at least 1.5 hour mathematics, half an hour physics, half an hour chemistry, half an hour, and where the important formulas are there, every day you need to practice. So by that time examination hall, during the examination, definitely you can recall the formulas easily, and make yourself is very important, and then write the formulas by your own hand, so that it is like you'll come to know that where we have written, and then how we have written, what is the formula, exactly formula, right? And the next point is that the easy scoring zone. I told that which are the easy chapters, and relations and functions, matrices and determinants are generally straightforward and carry significant weight, right? Direct questions they will ask from this area, right? And one more thing is like the linear programming problems. If you take the linear programming, so you will get the 6 marks question, right? And you have to practice the graph properly, and then you have to to make yourself is about questions whatever we have, like one, right? Now generally is the straightforward and carry significant weight for that one. So when you take the LPP for that, and you have like guaranteed 6 marks question, practice the graph shading the technique until it's second nature, and you have to draw the properly. And then very important is like the corner points and the shading area, and where exactly the straight line is coming, and which part it is we need to share, right? So that is very, very important. And comes to the next point, and the NCERT strategy. What is the textbook? So many of the people, they won't follow this textbook only, students especially, and whatever the teachers thought, and from that notebook only they will try to concentrate about the notebook only. And then when you see the textbook of this one, and it is very important, solve every example. So examples are very, very important, frequently asked questions from that area. So many students ignore these solved examples, but boards frequently pick questions directly from them, right? So direct questions, there is no change in the questioning only, right? Then miscellaneous exercise. Miscellaneous exercise means there are some questions where the tricky and then tough, they want to ask the questions, because their target is what many of the students earlier, if you take the 2-3 years back, so most of the students, they get out. So they want to make at least differentiate the people who are IQ level is more, IQ level is less, and then medium IQ level. Based on that, they will cross check the concepts and all. So especially for those aiming for the 90s, and between 90% to 100%, or 90 marks plus, so definitely they should practice the miscellaneous exercise problems compulsory. And then don't skip the theory. While it is a math paper, understanding the definitions like injective, surjective functions is crucial for part A, MCQ for the 1 mark question. So it's very, very important in MCQ questions. If you see the last year paper, so last year paper, they have given one assertion and reasons problem. F of x equal to mod x plus mod of x minus 1. So it is continuous or differentiable, and it is continuous at x equal 0, at x equal 1, differentiable at x equal 0, at x equal 1. Like that, this is the question they asked right? So most of the students, they have done the mistake in this area, right? This is the we have the question in the miscellaneous, it is there, and it's even our exercise question also, it is their similar model. So mod x plus mod of x minus 1, such questions when they asked, so very simple shortcut I will tell you. So mod x means, like, we need to calculate the critical point. Say for example, mod x equal to 0, then x equal to 0. So at x equal to 0, the function is differentiable. At x equal to 0, what? It is differentiable. And what about x minus 1? So mod of x minus 1 equal to 0, then x equal to 1. It is also differentiable. It is not differentiable at x equal to 0, not differentiable at x equal to 1. So wherever we get the points, critical points, at those points, the function is not differentiable. The whole function is not differentiable at x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. What about the continuous function? Continuous function means mod x is always continuous, mod of x minus 1 is also continuous function, then sum of two continuous functions is also continuous function, because the definitions we have in f of x into g of x, both are continuous function, then the product is also continuous function. Suppose if it is the f of x plus or minus g of x, if both the functions are continuous and their sum is also continuous, and if f of x by g of x is also continuous where g of x is not equal to 0. So these are the definitions where you need to focus, those who are aiming for the 90 to 100, right? And don't skip the theory and then chapters definitions. The definitions are very, very important for the MCQ part. Okay, now for the modulus function, always continuous but not differentiable at the critical points. Okay, so once again I am repeating, so modulus function is always not differentiable at the critical points, but it is continuous everywhere. And one more example, so this is the famous question, mod of sin x, then where it is not differentiable. So I can take sin x is not equal to 0 or equal to 0, x equal to n pi. This is the critical point, right? So at this place, the function is not differentiable, right? At so many places, it is not differentiable. So where n is the integer. Like that, these are the problems where you need to focus, for, especially for the MCQ questions. Okay, then next. Now, practice with the previous year's papers. Compulsory before the examination, at least 4 or 5 times you need to practice the question papers, either it is physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology. So irrespective of subject, you need to practice the PYQ questions, compulsory. So mathematics is a muscle memory subject. You need to recognize a problem, type the moment you see it. So when you see the problem, immediately you have to connect the question so that we can minimize the time to solve the problem. So how they're asking in the examination. Okay, then next, the time management. Time management means at least you have to solve the 5 full-length mock papers within the 3 hours limit. Now, board has released already 3 question papers. So 3 question papers already you have practiced. Once again, what you do now, you keep the time alarm, and so within the 3 hours. 3 hours means almost you have to cover with the 2 hours 45 minutes only, whatever the requirement, choice questions. So first you target about the what the requirement of the questions, how the questions are distributed, and how many marks are allotted, whether we have attempted for whatever the requirement. After that, you go for the extra questions. You do the extra questions at last, don't do the extra questions in between, right? And then when you are keeping the time, and then work at least the 5 full-length papers, so that you can assess the time, whether I am able to complete the within the 2 hours 45 minutes or 3 hours, or it is taking the more than the 3 hours, so that you can rehearsal yourself and you can see the your preview of how you are putting the output to you. Very important. And this helps you decide the which section to tackle first. And there are many people will have the doubt. So where I have to start with the section A na, section B na, section C na, section D na, or section E na, like that. So, and what I observed with my students, so even when I take the paper also, then I will concentrate the where the highest marks are allotted. So the most toppers starts with the part D and part E, secure the big marks early. So because why we need to think about it, that means for every step we have the marks. Some people, they'll start with the MCQ, they'll spend a lot of time. And there is we have the one is what, if you correct, you'll get the 1 mark. If it is wrong, you'll get the 0 mark. So what happened when we are going with, the wrong attempt? So we are getting as a 0 mark. And whereas the right one is, we are getting as a 1 mark, right? So when we are going in that way, so I will start with the, higher marks where it is possible and to score, because scoring is important. How we attempted is like, that is also very important. That you have to rehearse it. Once you take with the from the back, and once you start with the from the, beginning or in between, that is up to you. I can't say that you start with this way only. What is my observation is the most topper starts with the part D and E to secure the big marks early, right? Then next one is the question bank. So already then our the board has given some question bank. Practice that also. So in the last minute you can cover, or you can see the where the tricky questions, how they are asking. Okay, and that's very important. At least before the examination, and then now still you have the dates, at least you 2 days you can put for the in a day all PCM. So at least you take all 4 papers. Already preparation is over and you have written the preparatory exams also. And then last minute preparations, once again take the question paper and keep solving. Already over paper also, no problem, keep solving, so that you can recall yourself what formula I have to apply, how to connect the question, how to start, and where you have to minimize the steps, and where we have to expand the steps. That and all you can assess by yourself only, right? So that is all depends on the individual student, but there are some common points where we can minimize our mistakes. That's very important. And next very important one is the perfect your presentation. That presentation is very, very important. How we are writing on the paper. So that is very important, because I am correcting the paper, you are writing the examination. Only between you and me, it is there only on the paper, right? The paper, whatever it is there, I won't study the student how he is and all. Only the paper only, it gives the more and more impression for the who is evaluating the paper. That's very important. Mediator is only the paper to communicate how about you, right? And state the formula, right? So always whenever some people, they will go for the direct steps, so they won't use the formula and all. So always write the general formula before substituting the values. It secures the step marks even if your final calculation goes wrong. So at least for the steps you will get the marks, because for the 2 marks question and then 6 marks question, 5 marks question, all the steps are very important. Say for example, if you take the integration, so by parts you are using, so uv dx equal to, write the formula, u into v dx minus integral of d by dx of u and integral of v dx, right? And then again dx plus c, like this. You have to write the formula and substitute. Don't be lazy while writing. If we are lazy, they are more lazy to cut your marks. So that is very important law we have to follow. Okay, then LPP. So LPP the graphs, right? Use a sharp pencil and scale, and they clearly label the feasible region at the corner points. Some people, they will write, they won't write the corner points. Say for example, we got the corner point like this, right? So when we get the corner points, we have to write A, B, C, and D like this, x-axis, y-axis, and all. You have to mention. The scale is very important. If you don't mention, they have the authority to cut your marks. We can't questioning this one, why I lost the marks, right? Then next, final answer box. So highlight your final answer by drawing, so around it or underlining with a pen. Suppose you got the answer is say only x equal to 2, we got the answer, right? So you can round the answer like this, or you can keep like answer in the box, or you can make it underline also. That is final answer to make it yourself. Okay, so the presentation is very, very important, right? If you don't write the formula, they will cut half mark or 1 mark. There it is, that depends on that one. And there are some problems where we required some, the graphs, and then diagrams are required. If you don't draw the diagrams, they may cut your marks. So give the correct and proper practice for that problems. That comes only you practice PYQ questions, and then already board released 3 papers. Those 3 papers at least 2-3 times you need to practice. Definitely. So similar model and similar questions only, there is the chances of asking more, right? Next. And next, now you know that the weightage, almost most of the students, they have idea about it. So in the part A, MCQs and then fill in the blanks are there. Don't overthink much for that one. If you are keep thinking, you lose the time. So these are usually direct properties or definitions. Based on the definitions, based on the properties only, most of the questions will be there, right? And they want to ask the tricky questions, definitions, and the direct properties. I explained no, that f of x equal to mod x plus mod of x minus 1, where it is not differentiable, whether it is a continuous or not, right? Next, and especially for the assertion and reason type questions, I want to pinpoint about the assertion and reason, right? So in that assertion and reason, whenever you see the questions, these are the areas where the students are losing the marks, which I observed. And first you see that out of these 2 questions, then you see that which one is the more and easiest way to solve the question, right? So that way, easy one you have to concentrate more. So reasoning, you got easy, then you do it first, that one. Then after that you go to the A. Suppose now if A is false and second one is the statement is the true, you got it, immediately you can write the D option. Okay, suppose if A is true and then B, that reason is false, immediately you can go for the third option, right? Suppose now if it is the both are right, if you get both are right, assertion is true and then assertion is true, and then reason is also true, then what to do? Is it a correct explanation or not? Here only the students, they'll get more and more confusion of this one. So what I'm guiding you is whether we are reason, you see that both are true, reason you see whether this is the formula based we got it or definition we are. So then the assertion you come back, whether we applied the formula of this or definition of the R, right? Only formula or definition. Formula or definition. One of them we used, then we can go for the A option. Both are true, and this one is the correct explanation. Like that, we have to give the answer. Suppose now we are not using any definition of the reason or definition of the formula of the reason, then only that A, we are not using directly, we applied some other concept, we got the answer. We are not applied for about this definition or formula, then you can go for the second option. What is the second option? Both are true, but R is not the correct explanation. B. Okay, so statement 2 is not the correct explanation. So these are the areas. Now, how to check assertion and reasons? Assertion and reason. First, start with the easiest one, which is the A is easy one. Assertion easy na, reason is easy one. First, you start with that. Then after that, so one is true, one is false is coming. Then maybe C or D. Like that. If both are coming true, then you think about whether we applied the formula of the statement to na or definition of the statement to na, we have to check it. So this is a very, very important. Next, those are aiming for, out of out. Next, part B, to B and C, practice vector algebra and trigonometry identities. So why I'm mentioning the trigonometry identities means, like, the most of the questions are losing the marks is the trigonometry identities, especially if you take the 1 minus cos 2a equal to, what is the formula? 2 sine square a. So this one we are forgetting to write, or we are for lost, you did not remember the formula, so automatically we lose the marks. Trigonometry identities you have to memorize. Daily you have to practice half an hour physics, half an hour chemistry. By that time, examination time, you will be thorough with the formula. You should not lose the marks because of the formula, right? Focus on matrices, especially for the inverse and the derivations in 3D. So derivations in 3D is very, very important, and calculus. And calculus is what? Root of 1 by a square minus x square dx formula, then a square plus x square formula, and then x square minus a square formulas. So these are all very, very important derivations. Once again, practice again and again. Next, usually consist of an LPP graph and property-based integral or definition determinant questions. So which is easy? Say for example, in the section E, there may be a LPP, and then maybe very lengthy question might be there. 3 lines is given, 4 lines might be given. You check it, right? So that's very important. Which one is taking the less time, that you can focus. Or you are good at only LPP, then you do that one. Otherwise, you can use that calculus part also, right? Continuity problem. Next. Now, you know that, chapter wise weightage, and then where we need to focus, I told you, especially for the, calculus part and all. Every chapter, it has, good weightage is there. And the relations and functions, we have the 9 marks, right? Relations and functions, we have 9 marks, and then inverse trigonometric functions 6, especially domain and range problems, so very, very important. Then matrices problems, determinants 12 marks, continuity and differentiability 17. See that more weightage is that continuity and differentiability 17 are there. Integrals we have 18. Applications of derivatives. So applications of derivatives, we have almost 5 models. What are the 5 models? Circle and one numerical problem they'll give you, area, and one ellipse and one numerical problem will be given to you, and then one circle, then ellipse, like that. Questions, direct questions. One is the sin x problem, or sin x and cos x also, both are same, right? Similar model only. So one curve problem, one line, and then x equal to 1, x equal to 2, like that we have to follow this one. Next, integrals 18 marks. And then when you go for the applications of integrals, 5 marks. Then differential equations, we have 8 marks. Vector algebra, 8. 3D geometry, 6. Right? Linear programming, 6 marks question. Right? Probability, we have 8 marks. Probability, especially, conditional probability, right? Independent events. Then, problem solving problem. And then Bayes theorem. You should identify whether we are able to identify properly or not. Okay, conditional probability, independent. Conditional probability means whenever you get the statement is given. So given, one given statement is there in that. So after the given, whatever the statement comes, that is the first event. Before that, whatever is asking to find, so find, that you take it as the second event. So apply the probability of E2 given that E1. So directly you write the formula and get it. Then next, when it comes to the independent events means like, see, what you can write is replaced. Whenever the word comes replaced, use that independent events. Then next, saying that winning, losing the game, right, hitting the target, solving the problem, all comes under the independent events. Not replaced means comes under the multiplication theorem. What is the multiplication theorem? You should know how to apply. E1 intersection E2 equal to probability of E1 into probability of E2 given that E1. These are the areas where the students will get confused. Now there is a pack of cards. pack of cards, 52 cards are there. Then 2 cards are drawn. 2 cards are drawn, which are identified as the kings. Say kings, right? Kings. Then in the kings, when you are saying that, then which are not replaced. Not replaced means I have to go for the multiplication theorem. Very simple. Not replaced means how many kings are there? 4 kings. So 4 by 52. And then not replaced, next how many kings are there? So only 3 kings are there. 3. How many are left here? 3 by 51. Right? This is your answer. Or you can write this way also. 4C2 by 52C2. Both are same answers will give the answer. So this is the way you have to attempt the questions, or you have to recognize the questions. Next. Is it clear? Then next. And this is the weightage, how we are getting as a questions. Then 2 marks. How many questions are there? 9 questions. Then 3 marks, 9 questions. 5 marks, 7 questions. 6 marks questions, 2 questions. Right? And 4 marks, you will get as what? 2 questions. Like relations and functions, how the distribution of the questions for the 6 marks, for the 5 marks, for the 3 marks, there is no weightage for 3 marks, and 2 marks, there is a weightage. Like that, we have to think about it. And especially relations and functions, I am just expecting that, I am predicting that, they may ask you number of functions. So number of functions means A to B. If they says that number of functions, then you can use the formula n of b to the power of n of a. If they want to ask you in the different way, so n of b to the power of n of a. Then number of non-functions. Number of non-functions means number of relations minus number of functions you will get the number of non-functions. Right? Very important, this one. Number of relations minus number of functions, which gives number of non-functions. Number of non-functions. I am predicting, so this type of questions they may ask you, because to make 90, 95 to 100 in between, they want to make the target. So to not to get out, they may go for this type of tricky questions, number of non-functions. Right? Number of 1-1 functions. Number of 1-1 functions means what? N of b, p, n of e. This is the number of functions you'll get. Number of 1-1 functions. And number of non-1-1 functions. Number of non-1-1 functions means what? Number of functions minus number of 1-1 functions. We have to apply this one. Okay. Na? So like that, anything you can do it easily in this way. But I am predicting. I'm not saying that you will get like this and all. But they want to go for in the other way. They may have the chances to ask the questions, such type of questions. Okay. And then, so this is the, you have idea about it. Next, especially for the MCQ questions, marks allotted and all, that all marks and MCQ, and this is the 5, sorry, MCQ plus fill in the blanks. Totally, you'll get the 15 MCQ and 5 is the fill in the blanks. Next, very short answer questions. Out of 9, you can have the answer, attempt any 6 questions. You have more choice. So that is a way you have to choose the easy question, and then where you can present easily. And then for everything, you need to apply the general formula. What is the reason behind to get this step? Every steps are important. For the consequence, apply the formula or definition so that you will get out marks. So your handwriting is not so beautiful. At least your handwriting is like not beautiful. Then at least you write that, it should be readable. It should be, understand. If I am seeing the, your paper, I should able to read what you have written. You should not, make me puzzle to identify whether all the steps are correct or not. Okay. So that's very important. Don't hide. Okay. Next. Then the short questions. Out of 9, they will get, 3 marks questions. So here also you have the choice. Next, out of 7 questions, any 4 you can choose this one. Okay. Then next, long answer type questions. So you have either E question in that, calculus, and then LPP, then matrices, and then continuity problems. You should be very careful to write this section. Next. So this is the, from my end, so I want to share you to all those things and all. But whenever you are writing the answer, don't be like, very aggressive to write it, right? So write and then make your time systematically, and whatever it is there in the head or in the brain, so completely put it in proper way. And in the beginning, I observed one important point I want to tell you. And many of the students in the beginning of once the paper has come, then you will see the paper and then immediately you'll write very slow and neatly, then making every step and all, underline and all. Not required all those things and all. Okay, so you write the steps properly, and final answer you put it as a box or underline and all. Don't write each and every line again, pencil draw and draw like this. Every point you are, every line you are investing the time. Don't lose the time in that way. Make yourself systematically. That is the reason I told at least 5 PYQ questions, or 3 plus 2. 3 already that questions. Question papers the board has released. And 2, you take the 2025 paper, 2024 paper, you take it and put the time, and then whether you are able to manage to complete the whole paper and you are able to score more marks or not. This is very, very important. And don't do the calculation mistakes. So these are the mistakes where we will do the calculation mistakes, especially multiplication matrices. So easiest chapter, then we will do more mistakes in the particular chapter. Where you people will do the mistakes means matrices and determinants, then you will do the mistakes in the calculus part, right? And also you will do the mistakes in area under the curve, right? So applications of integrals, so there also you will commit the mistakes. You should be very careful, and once again cross check whether you have attempted, you have added a, multiplied a, divided a, or subtracted a, do properly. And if you lose half mark for every problem, there are how many questions you need to write, and then say for example 30 questions you attempted, out of 30 everything you lost half mark, you are going to lose at the end 15 marks. See, it looks so simple. Half mark I'm losing for silly mistake. So silly mistake or whatever mistake is happen means that is a mistakes are do happen. So if you are able to cover 2 hours 45 minutes, then 15 minutes are there to minimize. You can cross check once again, especially where you need to cross check one. So find, and especially for the calculated values, numerical problems only you need to check, not for each and every problem. So this is from my end. At the last I want to share you. Thank you very much, ma. You have any doubts you can ask me.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
And there is a question from a student.
Yes, sir.
I think students were really benefited, and thank you so much. Minutely you have covered the tips, sir. And there is a question from a student. She is asking, in miscellaneous exercise, which chapters are main?
So say which chapters are main means especially for the integrals, and then areas are there, and continuity and differentiability, because those are the areas where they will find the difficulties. Right, sir? Calculus part, especially calculus part. So those are the areas where they wanted to ask twisted questions, especially in MCQ. So those areas, because in other places where we have all choices there, so we can't lose the marks. Whereas MCQ, especially I told so this is the question, very interesting question last year they gave, and many of the students, they have done the mistake in that, right? But this question, differentiability, means they will use generally this formula, f dash of a, that is f dash of a equal to limit x tends to a, f of x minus f of a by x minus a. So this is the formula they will apply. But without applying this formula, we can trace it out because mod x is there equal to 0, then x equals 0, not differentiable. Then take this critical point equal to 0, x equal to 1. So this is not differentiable at x equal to 0 and 1, but it is continuous everywhere. Like that. There is a question wherever log x integration comes, log x by x dx. What is the integration of this one? So log x by x means like, wherever log comes, you always take as a substitution log x equal to t, or there is a one more way to write is e power x equal to t, like this. So 1 by x dx, whichever comes like this, dt. This is the way you can integrate. This is not required. But this one, I can go for this way problem. There is a one more important question. Log of log x, miscellaneous exercise this one. 1 by log x, log of log x whole square. It's a very beautiful question, sir, this one. Right? So take this as a substitution. Finally, you are going to get integral of e power t, then log t plus 1 by t square. So like this, you will get the final answer. But this is the formula we know. Again, e power x into very familiar question and familiar formula f dash of x dx. So your answer is what? E power x into f of x plus c. This is the formula. But this derivative is what? 1 by t. What is the derivative of this one? Minus 1 by integral of this one is what? Minus 1 by t. So I can write e power t into log t plus 1 by t minus 1 by t plus 1 by t square. So added and subtracted, sir, here. Then this one and this one, you will get answer is e power t into log t plus minus 1 by t. This is your answer. Plus c. T you can substitute back. Like that you can proceed, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes,
and sir, there are only two more questions I would take because time is going up for
Yes.
physics.
Yeah.
Sir, one question is very straight
Sir.
and very innocently he has asked.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
Will
The
questions come from question bank? The same questions appear in the exam from the question bank.
Can you repeat, sir? Can you repeat?
Sir, she has asked very simply, if anyone is referring any question bank,
Okay.
the question bank questions will appear as it is in a question paper.
Yeah, it is there, sir, because it's all like, our, lecturers association is there, sir. PU lecturers association. There are everyone, they're making one handbook, sir. Those handbook problems, sir, it's nothing but PYQ questions only. Based on that only, they have given the questions, sir. It's a similar questions only they are giving in the examination.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Vismaya, there's a student who asked, and
Yes.
you understood. Definitely, you can prepare a question bank. Through question bank, you would be getting the questions repeated. Sir, there is, as I said, I would be taking one more question.
Yes, sir.
And sir, the student asked is in part in part E, continuity problem is also there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so
Ask
much.
him to revise. The board has released 3 papers, sir, and 3 papers as it is, sir. As it is, question number, whatever the question is given from which chapter, the same chapter only they are giving if they want to change. And but earlier, every question paper it has its own marking scheme is there. Okay, sir, that marks weightage is there. Now for this year, they made it very clearly. In the 30th question, that question is say differential equation. You must give from the differential equations only. You cannot change that to matrices question.
That's great.
Yes,
and there is a question from a student. What is the main strategy we should focus on?
So main strategy is like I told you already, PYQ question papers. And then board released the 3 question papers, sir. Put the time and then practice so that the whole topics and the whole formulas again and again it is repeated. So for suppose how much you have the knowledge means I have to put the questions. Without question you cannot give the answer. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
So that only when you read the question, immediately how they are asking our final examinations. Immediately you can connect to the question. No need to think much during the examination.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for. I'm so sorry, students. Because of lack of time, I may not be able to take forward many questions. And sir has given a gist entirely. Please follow as per that. And thank you so much for giving your valuable time, sir. Dear students, thank
Sir,
you
1
so
minute.
much. You're
Bagli
listening
sir,
very
1 minute.
patiently.
Mallikarjun sir can share your email ID so that student can send the questions if they have the more doubt, because it is a short session. We
Yes,
cannot
sir.
able to solve. So you can share in the board your email ID so that you
Yes.
can share the information to them. Thank
Thank
you.
you
Right, sir.
so much, Manoj
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm
Mallikarjun
writing,
sir
sir.
is
Malik Chowdhury.
sharing email ID. If you have any doubt, please mail to Mallikarjun sir. He will revert back. Akshaya, Aarti, Preetam Chauhan, many
Yeah, this one,
Vismaya,
and
many
I will
students are asking.
ATM number also, sir. ATM anytime mathematics. You can call. If I am busy, I won't pick the call. Again, I'll call back like this. So ATM
ATM.
anytime mathematics.
That's great. Thank you so much,
Yes.
sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much. Dear students, use the ATM not for money to get the good maths, anytime maths, and sir will be responding. Thank you so much for your valuable time, sir. Now it's a time to welcome faculty physics, Professor Manjunath, physics faculty, as I have given already his introduction. I would request him to take over the session. The session is yours, Professor Manjunath.
Thank you, sir. So, good evening, students. Okay, myself, Manjunath. Okay, will share you some PPTs related to how actually physics is to be made easy. Okay, so I don't want to go how to write the exam and all other things, because already Mallikarjun sir has given more information regarding that. So I would like directly go into the physics related to aspects. So, okay, how to score better in second PUC board examination. Definitely you can score out, no doubt. But okay, my concentration is to score maximum marks. Okay, so if not out, how to get maximum marks by reading less. That's what okay, our students expects, right? So let's see, by this time it is made mandatory that okay, blueprint is fixed for all question papers. If you see the previous year question papers, for every question paper, model paper, there will be a separate blueprint. By this time, it's a blueprint is fixed for all model papers. What it means, the meaning is that okay, questions has to be fixed from a particular chapter. That means if 30th question comes from a particular chapter, in the next question paper also 30th question from that particular chapter only. Question may change, but chapters must not be changed. Like that. Even problems, everything, it is fixed. That's why, okay, deputy directors in the meeting, they used to say, you just ask the students to prepare these 3 model papers. Along with that, 2 more pre-finals, whatever government has kept, by this time, pre-final is common for all Karnataka students. Okay, not it is district wise, right? So those 2 papers, okay, they can score maximum. Maximum means up to 90, okay, out of 7, if I say concentrate on 70, up to 65, 66, they can score, right? How to write, time management, I don't want to tell you about that. I have some other thing to be discussed. See, in physics, there are 4 units, okay? In the first part, electrostatics and current electricity. Of course, electrostatics means first 2 chapters, electric charges and fields, electrostatic potential and capacitance. Second unit means current electricity, moving charges and magnetism and matter, EMI, AC, and electromagnetic waves. All these things comes under second unit. Third unit means optics. That's in second book. Okay, geometrical optics as well as wave optics. And fourth unit, modern physics. It has dual nature of radiation and matter, atoms, nuclei, and semiconductor electronics. See, out of this, okay, let's assume that okay, it becomes heavy for us to read. Okay, but our score must be nearer to 60 or 65 like that out of 70. What I can suggest to you is, okay, prepare, okay, certain units. What unit I suggest? Prepare first 2 units. First of all, part 1 of NCERT, that is electrostatics and characteristic, used to be prepared without leaving a single bit, but you have to prepare it with perfectness so that we can score more than 60 marks. I will show you. I have the proof. Okay, from model papers only, we have analyzed, right? So you can score minimum of 61 marks by just going through, okay, first book, okay, part 1, right? I am not suggesting you not to read a second book, right? For those who are really feeling difficult in reading whole textbook, whole syllabus, for them, I suggest read, okay, first textbook to the best extent and second textbook to on the surface so that you can score maximum. How? Let's see that. Okay, you can score at minimum of, I assure you, 60 marks out of 70 by going through first book. Meaning is, by reading around 50% of the syllabus, we can get 90% of the theory marks. I'm not talking about practicals. That is separate. 90% means 60 around out of 70. Okay, let's see how. Let's see. By going through second part, okay, along with that, if we go through the second part on the surface, you can score additional 5 or 6 marks so that 67, 68 can be obtained with less efforts, what I'm going to talk, right? Okay, if you keep 100% efforts, no doubt that you can get 70 out of 70, no doubt. Okay, so, okay, maximum, anybody can able to get 65 marks easily by going through the part 1 textbook of physics. What it contains: electrostatics and, okay, current electricity unit. Okay, but if you say optics and modern physics, no, that is not accepted. Okay, for first textbook, if you read, then you can get 60 marks minimum. Well, okay, important topics, if you go through in the second textbook, you can get another 5-6 marks. So that 65, 66 you can get. How? Let's see. See, I know it is difficult to believe. Okay, in the meeting of the deputy director, he himself confirmed that this time blueprint is fixed. Means in the previous years, each model paper will have different blueprints, but strictly by this time, this blueprint is going to be followed. Okay, let's analyze the blueprint and then let us conclude. See, these are the chapters you have. So now go through the go through this particular blueprint and analyze it. Let us assume that we have studied only textbook 1. What is that? Electrostatics and current electricity. Meaning is up to 8 chapters we have read. Okay, in the 1 mark session, go through it. Part A contains 20 questions in, okay, MCQs as well as fill in the blanks. How many questions you will get? See, up to 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 marks you will get. So how many you are going to lose? You will lose 9 marks. Okay, if you read only one first book, then in the second 2 marks, how many you are supposed to write? Out of 8, you are supposed to answer 5. Let's see, by going through 8 chapters only, can you able to answer 5 questions or not? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 questions you can answer by going through first textbook only. Okay, that means no marks will be lost in the part B. That means in 2 marks. In 3 marks questions, okay, out of 8, you are supposed to answer, okay, 5. Let's see, okay, whether you can able to answer by going through only 8 chapters, first 8 chapters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can answer. And, okay, whether you can do problem, okay, 5 mark questions, yes. Okay, from where 5 mark questions will appear? 1 from electrostatics, 1 from electrostatics, 1 from current electricity, 3rd chapter. 1 theory question either from first chapter or from the second chapter. 1 question from the 3rd chapter. 1 5 mark question from the 4th chapter. Okay, meaning is 3 questions will appear from first 4 chapters. From where other 2 questions will come? Another question will come from ray optics or wave optics. And last question will come from semiconductor electronics. 5 mark questions. So that means you can attempt first three questions now by going through first textbook only. And then problems. From where these problems appears, one problem is from electrostatics, another problem from current electricity, third problem is from electromagnetic induction, fourth problem is from optics. Optics means either from geometrical optics or from wave optics. If 5 mark question, theory question comes from geometrical optics, problem will be from wave optics or vice versa. Just like in electrostatics. If the theory questions comes from first chapter, okay, problem will come from second chapter or vice versa. That's how questions will be framed. See, okay, so theory questions 3 you have to answer, problems 2 you have to answer. Totally how many? 5. See here. Okay, here 5 you have to answer. 5 mark questions. 2, 4, 5. 6 you can answer. Okay, I will show you in the question paper also. We'll get into the question paper. This is how questions are framed. That is why concentrate more on textbook 1 or part 1, electrostatics and current electricity, so that you can fetch better or you can score better. If you want to score better, read first textbook. Okay, then on the surface, read the second one. If you want to get out, read completely. Okay, don't leave anything. So this is how, this is how we can score better, right? By going through the first textbook. Let us analyze it. You may have the doubt. I know. Okay, that's why. Let's analyze this particular thing. So above, okay, if it is analyzed, go through this. First question. This is the first model paper I have chosen. If you have the model paper, you keep it and analyze it. Okay, if you have second, okay, after this session, you go through the second model paper and third model paper and analyze and verify it, whether whatever I have given, whatever I told you in this session, whether it is right or wrong. Okay, this is first question is from electrostatics. 1, go through it. 1 mark question. Second question is from capacitors, that's electrostatics. 2 questions. Third question is from electricity, current electricity. Fourth question is from moving charges and magnetism. Fifth question is from magnetism and matter. Sixth question is from magnetic flux, magnetism and matter. Seventh question AC. Eighth question EMI. Means 8 1 mark questions from first textbook. Of course, remaining will be from second textbook. 8. Go through it. Count that. Remember that. 8 questions. Then, see here. First, 16th question. Magnetic moment. Net magnetic moment acquired per unit volume. This is magnetism. Right? So, 1. Lenz's law. EMI. 2. Then phase difference between voltage and current. AC. 3 questions. Okay, then 19th and 20th. 19th is from optics. 20th is from modern physics. So 3 questions. 8 plus 3, 11 questions. 11 marks you will get out of 20. So you will lose 9. Go for 2 marks now. In the 2 marks, go through it. First question, second question will be from electrostatics. Third question is from current electricity. Fourth question is from moving charges magnetism. Fifth question, 25th question is from EMI. 26th question is from electromagnetic waves. See here, 6 questions will be from first textbook. 6 questions, 21 to 26. So you won't lose any marks here. Then, in 3 marks, see first question electrostatics, second question electrostatics, that is capacitors. Third question moving charges magnetism. Fourth question magnetism and matter. Fifth question EMI. Okay, see 5 questions. And then 34th question will be from geometrical optics. 35 and 36 will be from modern physics. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 questions you can answer. That means you won't lose anything here also in 3 marks. Okay, in 5 marks we will go. You will have the doubt in this. I know. See, first question, third question number 37 will be from electrostatics. That is theory question. That is second chapter it is. So problem will be from first chapter. Remember that. 38th question. will be from current electricity. Okay, conductivity. 39th question will be from moving charges and magnetism. See, 3 questions. 3 only are supposed to answer now in this. 4th question is wave optics. Means problem is from geometrical optics. That's the meaning. So last question, 41, half wave rectifier. It is from semiconductor. See, out of these 5 questions, we need to answer only 3. You won't lose any marks here also. Then go for problems. From where the problems will appear? I told you, electrostatics, one problem. From which chapter? If the question appears from, theory question appears from the second chapter, problem is from the first chapter. See, positively charged spherical conductor. Okay, here what used to be determined? Distance, forces. We are talking about forces and other things. That means this problem is from first chapter. That means if the problem is from first chapter, theory question will be from the second chapter. If the theory question is from the first chapter, problem will be from the second chapter. That means you have to be very careful related to electrostatics. You have to read completely so that we can answer one 5-mark question, one problem. Right? Problems will be the biggest problem in physics. Okay, everybody feels that problems are difficult, but in second PC problems are very easy. I will tell you why. Okay, go for second one. 43rd problem. 43rd question. Okay, this is the problem appeared from current electricity. One question compulsorily from current electricity. Then 44 from AC. This is very easy question. Only 3-4 formulas, if you remember, you can able to solve it. Okay, and last question. See, in this, question, theory question is from wave optics. Okay, here, this question is from, this problem, question number 45. We appeared from geometrical optics. Okay, so to answer this particular unit, maximum, 90% of the students are feeling difficult in answering this. Most of them will leave this unit. Okay, no need to leave it. I will tell you why. Concentrate on, if problems are related, let's say, related to the problems, concentrate on one unit only, electricity unit. From there, 2 questions will appear. See, 43rd and 44 questions are from current electricity unit. See, this is from electricity, current electricity chapter. This is from AC. If you prepare in current electricity, okay, there are 4 to 5 different type of problems, formula based only. In AC, there are only 2 to 3 types. If you practice these for 2 or 3 hours, definitely you can attempt 2. 2 only you are supposed to attempt now. So that, you can, you won't lose any marks here also. So that means by reading first textbook only, we can able to answer the questions up to about 61 marks. Okay, that's why those who are finding really difficult, concentrate on some 50% of the syllabus and score better. Okay, up to 60-61 marks. Okay, those who are read, don't start with optics and modern physics, but because weightage will be very less there. Okay, so concentrate on first textbook and read the second one also, because to score more than 61-62 marks. If you read second book also, definitely with more confidence you can able to write the exam, right? And score out of out. Getting out of out in physics is very easy job. Only the areas you have to concentrate to get out of out is first part and last part. First part, what is that? MCQs. You fill in the blanks, you will write, no doubt. MCQs, mainly MCQs. Why I am stressing that is, in this MCQs, no doubt, out of 15, almost 11, 12 will be direct, no doubt. But 2 or 3 will be twisted, no doubt in it. 2 or 3, or 1 or 2 will be twisted. So to reduce the number of students who are going to score out of out. Do you know how many number of students will score out of out? Okay, by this time, nearly 293,000 students will write the exam. 293,000. Okay, this number maybe 1 or 2,000 difference may be there. Okay, out of that, in mathematics, almost some 8,000, 6,000 students will get out of out. In chemistry, something like 4 to 5. Okay, in physics, are less than 1,000. 800, 600 students used to get out of out. Why? Because they will lose marks in this solving the problems in last part as well as solving MCQs. Okay, those students who is going to get full marks in MCQs and solving the problems or last part, definitely they will get out of out because remaining portion, okay, part B and part C, okay, definitely there'll be choices. Definitely they will write. Okay, so in part A, we don't have any choice, like MCQs. So if you miss one, you will lose 1 mark. Always 99 never be equal to 100. Okay, that's why be careful while answering MCQs. And in solving the problems is easy, but students will feel difficult in this particular area. The reason is, okay, uh, don't go for many number of books. Okay, concentrate on the whatever board prescribes. Right? Okay, by exercise problems are not required. Okay, only thing is, okay, whatever the problems which are given in this book, what we say, okay, questions answers, right? Board itself is released, and okay, problems from these model papers like that questions only will appear 99%. Right? If we practice those questions only, similar questions are expected. If you concentrate like this, definitely you can score out of 41. Okay, if not, okay, but if I want to do smart work by reading only some 60%, 60 marks you can get. Okay, easily. So, okay, but that is okay. And also I have analyzed this particular question paper, and this is what electrostatics. See, two mark questions, 1 mark questions. Okay, two mark questions, totally 4. Okay, there are 2 3 mark questions, 6 marks, 1 theory question, 1 problem, totally 22 marks. Then current electricity unit. So 1 9-mark questions, 1 into 9 marks. Okay, 2 mark questions are 4, totally 8 marks. 3 mark questions are 3, 9 marks. 5 mark questions are 2. This is theory questions, right? 10 marks. 5 mark problems are 2, totally 10. Totally 46 marks from a single unit. Remember that. Single unit. Meaning is more than 50% of the weightage. Okay, out of 70, 45 means more than that. 60, 65%, almost 70%. Questions will appear from current electricity only. Current electricity means don't think that it's one chapter. Electric current, moving charges and magnetism, magnetism and matter, EMI, AC, electromagnetic waves. If you read these only, you will get 46 marks. Perfectly. Okay, but they are direct chapters. So there will be no need to worry. Okay, you can easily understand the chapters, okay, concepts. Okay, and also you can able to write the answers. Okay, that is what. Then, okay, optics. See, one mark questions are 4. 2 mark questions are 1 2 mark question, 1 3 mark question, 1 5 mark question, that is theory, 1 problem. Totally 19 marks. Then modern physics. Okay, there are 1 mark questions are 5. Okay, sorry, 7. Okay, I made a mistake here. So 2 mark question 1, 3 mark questions are 6. Sorry, okay, 3 mark questions 2. That means totally 6. 5 mark question is 1. No problems. See, no problems means by this time, okay, as blueprint is fixed, no problems will appear for modern physics. That's a big relief for us, right? Okay, but in the photoelectric effect, there'll be a little bit difficult problems out there. So you need not to worry about that. And also, there'll be no need to go through big derivations like energy of an electron in a nitrogen atom, like that, right? It's a big derivation, no? Okay, many students will feel very difficult in practicing that. So 5 mark question where you have to concentrate, semiconductor only. Semiconductor, there are only two or three, 4, 5 mark questions. One you will get. Half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier. Now, okay, forward bias or reverse bias, only that. Okay, out of that, you are supposed to get 1 question. Okay, 1 5 mark question. Like that. Okay, this is how question papers are supposed to be analyzed, and by doing smart work, you can able to score better. Okay, okay, this is how, okay, by just concentrate on the blueprint, read well, okay, and practice before going for the exam, especially problems, MCQs and problems. These are the two areas where students will make mistakes. Okay, if you succeed in these two areas, definitely you can score out of out, no doubt in it. Okay, but reduce making mistakes. Concentrate on 3 model papers plus 2 pre-final papers. From this, definitely if you read this, if you prepare these 5 question papers, definitely minimum 60 you can score out of 70. Along with that, practicals anyway 25-30 you would have been got. So it becomes 90%. That's a very good score. Okay, by just going through small efforts, by keeping small efforts, you can achieve greater results. Okay, okay, students. Okay, if you have any clarifications, okay, you free to ask me. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, thanks for
Thank you
giving
so much, sir.
opportunity, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay,
Went
sir.
very well. And
Yeah.
sir, there is a question from
Yes,
a
sir.
student. If one
Yes.
numerical is fixed from current electricity.
Yes, sir.
As you showed, yes. Yeah, the
Yes.
answer is yes.
Yes, sir.
As you showed already.
Yes,
There is
sir.
one fixed numerical from current electricity.
By this time, that's what I would like to clarify, sir. By this time, our deputy director has insisted that blueprint is fixed. Okay, if the problem is from this chapter, from that chapter only problem has to come. Okay, that's why students, okay, it becomes easy for the students to concentrate, right? They can score better. But in the previous years, for every model paper, there will be separate blueprint. By this time, only one blueprint. That's right. So
And there is
questions fixed.
There is one more question from a student.
Yes, sir.
Very honestly, she is asking.
Yes,
I
sir.
really feel good about those students who honestly ask. They
Yeah.
face very difficult in MCQs, saying.
No, sir. MCQs, that's what, sir. But there are, okay, which material they are following, I don't know, sir. But MCQs are very easy. All are direct questions up to 11 to 12. Only 3 questions, 2 to 3 questions will be twisted, sir. Okay, 11 to 12 questions will be direct questions. Okay, but they can easily attempt. Right? Only 2 to 3 they have to concentrate.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And sir, there is one more question, which
Yeah.
last question I would take.
Yes, sir.
Student asking in the optics chapter,
Yes.
which content we should focus more for getting more marks?
Optics means there are 2 units, sir. Geometrical optics and physical optics. So better to go through one. Okay, there is only specific chapters, a specific number of questions. In geometrical optics, there are very few questions, especially refraction through prism and refraction through the spherical surfaces. They have to go in geometrical optics mainly, and in wave optics, interference. Interference weightage will be more. If the problem appears, problem will be from interference only. If the 5-mark question comes, 5-mark question will be from interference only, like that.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir. Welcome, sir.
Without wasting time.
Yeah.
This is time now. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time, and students really delighted to know the tips. And definitely your tips are going to raise many good marks for the students. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you,
Now,
sir. Thank you.
I welcome Mr. N. Ravi, Professor N. Ravi, Chemistry, to take over a session for the students. Students, thank you for your patientful listening for physics. Welcome, Ravi Babu, sir, for the session. I will hand over a session to you. Please take it forward.
Very good evening, students. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed maths and physics sessions. Hope same strategy will happen in chemistry also. So here I am here to explain about the chemistry, PUC board exam strategy in chemistry, how it happens. See here. Chemistry, the most scoring subject. Yeah, what is the reason behind that? Why? Here, more direct and factual questions will be there in the chemistry. There will be comparatively your maths and physics, logical questions will be less and more memory based questions will be there. So it will be equally balanced between memory and concept based. Predictable exam pattern. The reason behind this is even in maths and physics, teachers also told us there is a fixed blueprint for you. So where we are following. So even chemistry also have predictable exam pattern where questions are fixed from particular chapter. Next, stepwise marking in numericals. This is a key point where generally children will do the mistakes. Compulsory, you need to write formula. Compulsory, you need to do substitution and calculation part to get the 3 marks in the board examination. So in numericals, 3 marks will be there, where if you write formula, you will get 1 mark, substitution, you will get 1 mark, and calculations, you will get the next 1 more mark to you. Okay, next. Don't go for the lengthy answers. So if any question is asked, okay, in chemistry, you try to write minimum theory and more equation part, you show it in the exam paper. So even if they ask name reactions, you don't need to write a sentence, just write the equation, and for reactant, reagent and product, name it. That's it. That itself a self explanation we will call. So only in chemistry we won't expect paragraph answers, exact keyword, NCERT word if you use textbook language, that's enough. So go for the less lengthy answers and easy to score full marks in some sections like name reactions. There will be no chance to cut the marks if you won't do any mistake. Conversions, nowadays even in PU also we can see more conversion type questions in the organic chemistry. And structures, drawing structures. When we will draw, generally very simple mistake you children will do generally. When you are drawing benzene ring, you won't keep either circle or double bond inside. Okay, if you forget, then it looks like a cyclohexane. So that you don't do the mistakes. Then definition part, as much as possible, try to take textbook definitions. Unless you feel very difficult, then create your own sentence, but don't deviate from the NCERT textbook. And the next one is reasoning questions. There are many reasoning questions where this will decide your 90 and 95 above score. Because mostly in chemistry, what will happen, we will try to by heart or memorize, we will ignore reasoning based questions. Okay, so from each chapter, list wherever you have found any reasons. So make it as a one important points, notes for reasoning questions, try to revise as much as possible. So this will help you to score much in the chemistry part. Okay, next. How to score 90 plus in second PUC chemistry. I made a small checklist by observing different model papers or handbook given by or previous PYQs if you take. NCERT textbook, better be mastery in that, read every line by line, especially inorganic, which means D and F block elements chapter. D and F block elements. Okay, I won't say whole textbook, especially inorganic. In that, I'm specially saying the D and F block elements where reasoning questions will come. Next, trends. Trends means most of you might be known increasing and decreasing order. Properties, chemical properties, physical properties. Okay, chemical properties of especially K2CR2O7 and KMnO4. And very important point is exceptions. Chemistry itself, study of exceptions we can call. So wherever any exception is there, okay. So for example, if you see melting points if you take scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium like this. Okay, so here scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, all of a sudden manganese melting point will decrease. Enthalpy of manganese will decrease. Give reason for that. Okay, so wherever exceptions are there, try to highlight it and memorize those exceptions. Study of exceptions, we can call it as chemistry. And once again, practice reasoning questions I do. Physical chemistry. The next part when you will reach here, physical chemistry. Memorize all formulas. Make a list of formulas from the physical chemistry. We are having only 3 chapters in physical chemistry. So all these 3 chapters, make a formula list and try to practice daily minimum 10 to 15 minutes of that physical chemistry formulas, so that numericals will become easy to you. Next, organic chemistry if you take, okay, mostly reaction control will be there here. Mostly theory will be less for you. Especially make a note of all the organic reactions, name reactions. Roughly, if you make down 30 name reactions will come in your second PUC. So all name reactions, make a list: reactant, reagent, product, reactant, reagent, product. Then it will be helpful to memorize. The second thing is reaction mechanisms. We are having 5 reaction mechanisms: SN1, SN2, dehydration of alcohol, hydration of alkene, and nucleophilic addition reactions. See that charges and arrow marks are written clearly in the mechanism. Even though if you write mechanism properly, if charges are not written, there is a chance of losing the marks. And conversions are present trend in the question papers. Previously, it is not there for your seniors or before them. Conversions are not there, but nowadays in the present question paper, conversions they are asking. How to convert one compound to another compound? What is that reagent used there? Okay. Next, name reactions you will do memory as usual, so I don't want to repeat on that point. Practice distinguished test. Distinguished test means, can any children, I hope many children are there in the group. Can you tell one distinguished test question which you've seen in your model papers? Any one question, any 2 functional groups you tell. Anybody can able to respond? I'm asking very simple question. Chemical distinguished tests are there. At least 3 to 4 are there in our textbook. Any one chemical distinguished functional groups, like can I say primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols, aldehydes and ketones. Okay. You can take primary, secondary, tertiary amines. So where distinguished tests are there, please focus on that more. And then previous 10 years question paper, if you won't find so much time, however, now PU board uploaded for us 3 model papers, that will be more than enough for you to practice. Next, answer writing strategy. How you will answer, how you will present on the answer script, what already Mallikarjun sir told for you, how to present in the answer script. Same strategy you need to follow. That will play very important role to get 90 plus in. Okay, then most of you might be known about board exam blueprint. So I don't want to spend more time on this, because you might be written 2 or 3 pre-boards already. Which chapter carries how many marks? 1 marker, 2 marker, 3 markers. So instead of that, I want to give some more tips to you. See here, high weightage chapters in chemistry. So if you take solutions chapter, children, you are having 12 marks here. You are going to get 12 marks from the solutions chapter. In this, 3 MCQs, 3 marks you will get from MCQs, or it may be objective, fill in the blanks also, and 3 marks theory you will get, and 3 marks 3 plus 3 numericalities. Yeah, and another 3 marks plus 3 marks you are getting numericals. Okay, so it will be totally 3 4s are 12 marks. In the same way, even for electrochemistry, if you observe also, you are having total 15 marks from this chapter. 1 MCQ you will get, so it is a 1 mark. Then 1 theory, that is 3 marker question, and 3 plus 3. Okay, 3 3 are 9, 10. Next, chemical kinetics, if you take, from here you are getting 12 marks. 12 marks you are getting, and 1 MCQ you will get, 1 2 marks question theory you will get, and 3 marks theory is there, 3 plus 3 numerical is there. This is a numerical part. And in aldehydes and ketones, if you take, you are having once again 12 marks. And this is fully based on your theory plus reactions. So from these 4 chapters only, 46 marks you are going to score. So these are the high weightage chapters you are having. So keep in your mind, roughly you are going to get 46 marks from the 4 chapters. Solutions, electrochemistry, chemical kinetics, physical chemistry, first 3 chapters, and the 4th one is from organic chemistry I have taken. Done? Now we will go for the next. Yes. Organic chemistry scoring secrets. Children, most of you will be feeling difficult in organic chemistry, correct? Most of you feeling difficult. Yes, I can see one question from Pooja Kolaki. Tolerance reagent test and valence test. Correct, ma. What you told for chemical distinguished test. Great. And now we will come back to organic chemistry scoring secrets. The main important point is reactant, reagent, and product, RRP rule. You remember any reaction, if they ask, remember that what is a reactant, what is a reagent, and the product. If reagent changes, product changes. I will give a small question to you children. See, for example, I am having bromoethane or chloroethane is there. Okay. So if it is treated with alcoholic KOH, we will get what product? If you treat with aqueous KOH, what is the product we will get? Yes, anybody able to say quick response? You can put a message in the chat box. If you change the reagent, you will get the different products you will get. In first case, Br will be replaced by OH group. So you will get, sorry, in the second case, you will get ethanol as a product. But in the first case, what will happen? You will get ethene as a product. So there is a lot of difference between these two. One is substitution reaction, the two nucleophilic substitution reaction. Another one is elimination reaction. So that is very important in organic chemistry. Which reagent will give which product? So most of your questions are based on the reagent based. So organic chemistry plays very important role in reagent base. Okay, next, mechanism based questions. Directly they are asking for you. Try to understand, don't mug it up. If you try to memorize, it may be in one day or 2 days. Third day you may forget, chance is there. But if you try to understand what is attacking, what is leaving group, okay, where single bond is converted into double bond, what is the use of the reagent, step names. So if you understand that, mechanism will become easy. And named reactions are direct marks. There is no twisted questions, no application based questions. Okay, so most of the name reactions directly they are asking 5 to 6 marks in the board examination. Okay, and your huge mistakes where you are doing means we are trying to memorize reactions, ignoring the reaction conditions. See, here it will trouble you a lot. The children who are reaching 69 or 70, instead of 70, if they are getting 69, 68 means one thing is ignoring conditions also. If you change conditions, reaction changes, products will be the different. Next, not practicing mechanisms in a proper way, mixing the reagents. You will confuse what are the oxidizing agent, what are the reducing agents. When we want oxidizing agents, children will write reducing agent. When reducing agent is required, the other way you will. And mostly children will be studying only theory. No, chemistry should be presented in the form of equations. Equation is a language of chemistry. So don't depend more on the theory. Try to present in the formation of equations. Right. Just you can go through it, glance it, how to write answers like toppers, understanding question first. Start with exact concept. Don't confuse the examiner, evaluator. Correct sequence. Don't jumble the sentences. Or while solving numericals, do in a sequence form, write point wise. Don't want to write in paragraphs, make it into small bits, write point wise, include chemical equations wherever required, draw diagrams, relevant diagrams wherever required, show complete steps in numericals. Don't do rough work somewhere else. Please put near the numericals. Underline important terms, regular suggestions by all the teachers. Give examples wherever possible. It will give clarity for the evaluator. The child knows the concept. Use tables for differences. This is one more very key point. I saw many children, if they ask ideal or non-ideal solutions, you will write under two subheadings. Don't use subheadings. Please use tabular forms for the differences. Then it will be easy for the evaluator and chance will be more to get maximum marks. And highlight final answer. Already Mallikarjun sir told for you in mathematics, same one. Write only required length. Please see in chemistry, we don't want paragraph answers and use storytelling there. Use neat and clear handwriting is a regular suggestion for all the students to get maximum marks. So these are the toppers answers, what we will expect. Hope, is it clear, students? I will move for the next slide. Are you ready? Yeah. So how toppers write and examiner exceptions will be more or less same. Correct concept, expected correct concept, not confusing among yourself in the answer. Use textbook keywords. This will make you to bring 69 or 70s. Neat and correct diagrams. Eligible diagrams, don't draw with pen, use proper pencil for that. Writing according to marks allotted. If mark is allotted half mark or 1 mark, there is no half mark questions in PUC. If there is 1 mark allotted, you no need to write 3 or 4 sentences. A particular keyword or a sentence is enough for that. So examiner expectations will be the keyword from the text. Clear distinction table, just now I told you, make tabular forms wherever required. And relevant answers means correct concept only. Legible handwriting, clear handwriting. Logical flow of answers means you need to start from correct concept, give flow wise, stepwise answers, and end with the proper correct answer with units if it is a numerical. So toppers papers and examiner expectations will be very close. Then only the students will be having sent up 70 on 70 you will get. Hope children, I hope you have noted these key points. Then common mistakes that reduce marks. Writing wrong or incomplete equations. Generally, this will trouble you. In chemistry, what you will do? You will start equation, you will end, you will get product also. But in between, some conditions or reagents or what is required for that particular name reaction, you will be missing. Right. Next, not writing the formula in the numericals. Directly, you will substitute and write the answers. Not writing units in the numericals. It may lose half mark or sometimes 1 mark. Skipping steps. Not following marks distribution. Just now we told. Not using textbook keywords. Same sentence I am repeating in the next slide. Untidy presentation. These things will reduce your marks. Hope, shall we move for the next slide? Yeah, this will be the very key slide for you. Reason, I hope you are having 9th March chemistry is there. 7th and 8th, you will be having 2 days gap. So how to follow this 48-hour strategy to maximum your marks? Okay, so you can take a screenshot of this. So when you have 2 days time for the chemistry exam, you can follow this strategy which will help you. So I don't want to read out each point, just take a screenshot. It will be helpful for you before your chemistry exam. Done. Hope you have taken, children. Then exam hall strategy and time management. Perfect 3 hours plan, how to go ahead. See here, 3 hours means 180 minutes will be there. In 180 minutes, 15 minutes is for reading the question paper and the last 15 minutes is for paper checking. So out of 180 minutes, 30 minutes is reading question paper and last 15 minutes is for checking, means totally 30 minutes I'm saying. The remaining 150 minutes, how to go ahead, this will help you here. One mark questions, 20 minutes you spare, 2 marks, 35 minutes, 3 or 5 marks, 75 minutes you keep total, and buffer you keep 20 minutes to cross check what you wrote is correct or not. Okay, so divide your time, 15 minutes reading, 150 minutes writing, and buffer time I kept for 20 minutes, and last 15 minutes for paper check. Done, children? So the next final success formula. So textbook mastery, it won't happen overnight. Sir, I will sit for 2 days or 3 days and I will complete NCERT textbook is not so easy. But if you have already practiced, the additional thing is daily revision, because chemistry is highly volatile subject. If you read today, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, you will forget. Keeping on a paper, the equations is very difficult to you. So you need daily 30 minutes of revision time, and previous years PYQ solving. You need to take care about presentation. So before that, you need to have mock test. At least 3 to 4 mock tests you need to write, and sit with subject experts, with your lecturers, and see that where you are lacking. Then there is a chance of getting 90 to 100 marks in your board examination. Okay, so before going to this, I want to give you some small tips with my experience, what I have observed. Children, you should be quick enough to answer me in the chat box. I will be watching your chat box. Okay, so here I will give you like this. Delta TB is equal to TB minus T naught B. Delta TF is equal to TF minus T naught F. T naught F minus TF. E cell is equal to E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Anybody can tell me what is a common thing in all these three formulas? I can give you Arrhenius equation also. Log K2 by K1 is equal to EA by 2.303 R T2 minus T1 by T1 T2. Now I'm asking a question for everyone who is there in the session. What is that means? What is a common in whatever I highlighted here? I highlighted some few with blue color. Can anybody can guess and tell me? Yeah, waiting for your reply. I will give you just 30 seconds. Minus, okay, good. Pooja, one student gave minus. In all these, many children will confuse. My tip for you is higher minus lower. Higher minus lower. Is it correct or not? Now you think, children. Formulas are different, but everywhere you are using higher minus lower values. So whenever a numerical is faced or given in these four formulas, remember that higher minus lower is the important point. Okay, done. Next. What are the products in Finkelstein reaction and Schwarz reaction? Simple question to you. In Finkelstein reaction and Schwarz reaction, what are the products we are getting? Yeah, just another 30 seconds for you. Another 30 seconds. Finkelstein reaction, Schwarz reaction. What are the products? Finkelstein, very good. Iodide, fluoride, superb. Good, very good. 2 children replied. What my suggestion is, many children will confuse here. Remember, Finkelstein is not for fluorine. Always remember, Finkelstein is not for fluorine, it is for iodine. Then automatically Schwarz is for fluorine, and this will become iodine. Finkelstein is not for fluorine, you remember. Okay, one more simple question to you. One more simple question which will make you easy to memorize. What is that means? If I take some propene molecule, and I will add HBr. Children, can you tell what is a product? If you follow Markovnikov's rule. If you follow Markovnikov's rule, what is a product? Another 30 seconds for it, quick. Any quick answer from you? 20 seconds more. The answer is we need to follow Markovnikov's rule where rich become richer, you remember. You don't need to remember definition here. Rich becomes richer. So the product, how you will write here means very simple. Hydrogen should be added to the carbon atom having more hydrogens. Then bromine will go to the next carbon. Hope you understood Markovnikov's rule. Rich become richer. The one which is having more hydrogens, you need to add hydrogen for the same carbon atom. Okay, like that there are many tips in the chemistry. There are many shortcuts. Even Sagehoff rule, you can say poor become poorer. Hope this may help you a lot even for your CET exams, for entrance exams. See what is that? If you take CHBr and CH3, if you use reagent here, alcoholic KOH, so now this is alpha, this is beta, this is beta. Beta 1, beta 2. Children, hydrogen from where we will remove? Is it from first carbon or is it from second carbon? From where the hydrogen is removed, from first carbon or second carbon? This is called as Sagehoff rule, we will call. Correct? Sagehoff rule. Yes, we will remove from the second carbon. Good, great answer. Because here we need to follow poor become poorer. Poor becomes poorer. Okay, then I will give you one more tip. One is Markovnikov's rule, rich become richer. Sagehoff rule, poor become poorer. And one more, most of the students will confuse in essential amino acids, remembering essential amino acids. So amino acids are two types, essential and non-essential. Correct, students? Most of you might be known. 20 are there. In the 20, 10 are essential, 10 are non-essential. So I will give work to you that is like mat will fly. So later you open textbook and crack this code. This is all essential amino acids. M stands for methionine, arginine, threonine, tryptophan, valine, isoleucine, leucine, phenylalanine, histidine, lysine. Okay, so these are the essential amino acids. The other will be the non-essential amino acids. So like that, when you are preparing chemistry, try to memorize some tips, some tricks, how to remember, because it's a lot of equations, lot of formulas are there. Okay, many reagents are there. So if you able to make some memory maps or some blind marks how to remember, then it will be very easy to you. I will tell you one more tip also, tip for you. Hoffman bromamide degradation, you might be heard, correct? Hoffman bromamide degradation reaction. Degradation. From here only, you can take out the information. What is that? Means Hoffman is the name of the scientist. Bromamide means bromine is used. Amide is used. Degradation means one carbon will be less. One carbon less. So by seeing the name only, you can derive the information. Amide is used as a reactant. Bromine is used as a reactant. And one carbon less product you will get. So like this. So wherever possibility is there, maintain some tips. It will be very useful to you. And I can see some question in the chat box. Conversions will come from which topic? From Pooja, I can see a question. Pooja, conversions will be from the 4 in our organic chapters, haloalkanes and haloarenes chapter. And second one is alcohols, phenols, and ethers. And third one is aldehydes, ketones, and carboxylic acids. And fourth one is from amines chapter, they will ask. So from these chapters only, they are asking you conversions. Fine, children. So I hope I gave more information on the subject also for you, how to remember. You feel any more questions from your end, please post in the group so that I can answer for you. Pooja, one more you asked a question. Chapters that can be asked or they will be asked mix. They won't ask mixed questions in the PUC. Mostly they will be straightforward from each chapter. Fine, children. That is from my end. So all the best for you. Be positive. You can do it well in your examinations.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the very good input for this session. And I think all the students got the information related to chemistry. If anything, you can send by mail. If you can, sir, you can share your mail ID so that if you have any doubt, they can send you the mail also.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, my net was stuck. I think still the network issue. Hope. Thank you so much, Ravi sir, for your valuable time. Thank you so much, Manoj sir, in between intervening and managing the show. I would give a session to Reena Madam. Madam, we are wholeheartedly welcome you on behalf of the Anand Sagar University. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. Eagerly waiting students for biology to understand tips to excel in board examination. Session is over to you, Reena Madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, as today, this is the last session for today's students, biology. Being the last speaker, it will be always will be having a little hard as to say that before already most of points are taken. So directly, we'll just go to the biology topics. So generalized topics, already the 3 lectures, 3 speakers have spoke about that. So I'll just share the PPT with you. Yes, students. So pertaining to biology, we are following the Karnataka board question paper pattern. Yes. And we'll be going to discuss today about complete syllabus, little important topics from each chapter, and also we'll be going to learn and know about the diagrams which are going to come for board exams. So first of all, let's look into the exam pattern and question paper here. So this biology is the practical subject which is having 100 marks question, which divides into theory 70 marks and practical 30 marks. So this 70 marks is divided into 1 mark questions which includes MCQs and fill-ups, whereas another marks are included in 2 marks, 3 and 5 marks. Okay, so in that 2 marks we have to write 5 questions, we have to attempt 5 questions, and out of that 7 questions will be given. You have to opt for 5 questions and write. Same thing goes with the 3 marks, where you have to choose 5 important and known questions for you and write the content. Whereas for 5 marks, it is divided into 2 sections. One is for 4 questions you have to answer out of 7, whereas for one more session 2, you have to answer 1 out of 3. Okay, there it includes 70 marks you have to answer. Okay, here it is, there is a blueprint. Here we have blueprint, very important for your exam preparation. So the majorly first 2 units are major important for your exam, where it includes sexual reproduction in flowering plants, which carries 11 marks students, and human reproduction, 10 marks, principles of inheritance and molecular basis. These 2 chapters carries 13 marks each. So first 2 units is enough, more than enough for you to score around 40-45 marks. So whoever slow learners can opt for going with the first 2 unit students so that you can score better way. Okay, so majorly 47 marks will be carried in the first 2 units, that is first 6 chapters. Okay, so and also you can see here we are having the MCQs. Major MCQs are coming from the human health and diseases, which is having 3 MCQ questions. It can be fill-ups or MCQs. Out of 20 we are talking about. Okay, and other chapters which carries 2 questions in the part 1 is human reproduction. 2 questions will be there, and evolution, 2 questions, then microbes, biotechnology, principle and process, 2 questions. So you have to look into the blueprint and prepare accordingly. That will be helpful for to score centum for your board exams. And when it comes to the 5 mark questions, easily you can see here principles of inheritance, 2 questions will come. Molecular basis of inheritance, 2 questions will come. So here you have to pay more interest and take the important questions from these chapters and prepare well. So that will be helpful for you. Okay. So rest of chapters, whoever focusing on doing centum, you have to read the NCRT thoroughly. Thoroughly, you have to read the NCRT. That makes you confident. Why? Because most of the MCQs are going to come directly from the NCRT, from the sentences, theory, paragraphs. Okay. So here are few tips for you to prepare well for the biology board exams. So as I have told you, the biology is a theoretical concept writing subject. You should be thorough with the NCRT. So you should read. This is last 1 week is there for your exam to start. So I hope so you people have gone through with the NCRT very well, twice or thrice each chapter. So that makes you really helpful to solve the MCQs. And how to represent the answers for your exam. One thing, you have to start with the definitions, students. For biology, always definitions are very, very important. And examples, you have to, wherever the examples are there, for example, in sexual reproduction in flowering plants, you have examples like sperm is there, parthenocarpy, apomixis, polyembryony. For this, examples are there. So they will be asking examples for that. You should be well versed with the examples as well. And keywords. So we know that writing the points randomly is fine, but for biology to score centum, to do well, so you should know the keywords what to write. You can't write general words. You have to know the particular terms, particular word when you are representing in your answers. Okay. So biology means everybody are well versed. You know well. 1 minute. Yes. You you know that diagrams plays very important for your exam here. So need label diagram. I have mentioned here labeled diagram because only diagram doesn't carry any marks for you students. You have to know that. So labelings, that also correct labelings plays very important to score easy marks for you. As we know, 3 marks, one diagram is going to come for sure. So that also 4 questions are there majorly which will ask for the 3-mark question for diagram. So one is antibody, other one from the evolution chapter, that is Urey Miller's experiment, and biogas plant. And you know these diagrams are very important for 3 marks. And 2 marks they can ask you about embryo, monocot and dicot embryo. So this you have to know that for which diagram can be asked for 3 marks, which diagrams we have to focus for the 5 marks. Then another tip for you to last time preparation. Now 2 days you take it for biology to revise everything. You have to take one paper and write the short forms. You have, for example, we have transgenic animals, the question answer, they will be having subtopics, right? Side headings. So that you have to note down. So which makes you to memorize well, and inside the content you can write it as you know you have studied. So at least subheadings you should be practiced very well. You should be memorized very well. And whatever the diagram waste like Plasmodium vivax, and also you have to know about replication of retrovirus. These diagrams are important, and there is a flowchart type. So you have to learn that flowchart as well. You have to make in your in your sheet and make it in short form, which makes you help. And other point I want to tell you here is scientific names. Whenever you are writing these scientific names, you have to underline when it is handwritten. Binomial nomenclature everybody have studied in first PUC. We have to follow these genus, underline genus separately and species separately. Okay, and also for that you should make one table. So you have to make scientific name, what is the scientific name of organism, and you have to see that what is the product produced by that usage, and also how it is going to be helpful in daily use. So this table from microbes in human welfare as well as human health and diseases, that is common disease causing organisms, you can make table in one sheet makes enough for you to score another 5 marks, that is 5 to 8 marks you will get it, because that one sheet preparation from the chapter microbes in human welfare as well as human health and diseases will help you to score confidently 8 marks. And always mention the examples and diagrams, right? Draw the diagrams wherever it is necessary. You can't skip the examples and diagrams. And next tip is for you. You have to focus for high weightage areas, high weightage chapters. As blueprint is with you, you have to go through and study high weightage chapters and pick the important questions. Okay, study well that. And whenever you write the exam, you will start with the MCQs and continue with the fill-ups. Then you go with the 2, 3, and 5 marks. Little vary is also fine, but start with the MCQs and pick the questions which you are having the confidence and represent that properly. And don't leave any options. Attempt all the questions so that if you go wrong, when we have evaluated, we come to know that the students who are attempted first 5 questions may go wrong, but whatever written in later in the extra, they will score better there as well. So you have enough time to score better and write better for 2 and 3 marks as well as 5 marks. So don't, at least 2 or 1 extra question at answering is required, students. Keep that in mind. And when you write this scientific names, you people will write, but there will be lot of spelling mistakes. So you have to practice well with the few scientific terms from the microbes and disease-causing organism, common disease-causing organisms. Then, only one thing I want to tell you here, when you understand the content, then only you can revise once again and practice the diagram. Don't see the diagram. Draw and practice the diagram, label it, and learn thoroughly. Be confident with yourself and do better. Okay. So as I have told you people, from first 6 chapters, if you do well, that makes you to score at least minimum, for slow learners I'm telling, minimum 40 marks from first 6 chapters. Okay. And for centum, everybody would have gone through with the question bank, which is given by the board people. You have to solve all the MCQs as well as fill-ups from that. So from there only you will get 12 to 13 MCQs, and 1 or 2 questions will be asked application wise, which makes the students to pick the right ones. Okay, so don't nervous there also. Application wise, you just read the question properly, understand what is given exactly, then you answer it. And at the end, after finishing with the exam, you just go through with the MCQs, well versed. Why? Because if you go wrong somewhere also, MCQ, if you lose one, you are going to have 69. So better you go through with the MCQs twice, cross check once, then you go with the whole answer sheet which you have written. Okay. So quickly going with the chapter 1, important questions here. Already you might be knowing this, but I'm going to tell these things are going to come for your final examination for sure. So one is diagram will come from this chapter for sure. That is anatropous ovule, TS of anther, mature embryo sac, that is called female gametophyte. That diagram you have to be well versed. And for example, the 3 marks you have pollen grain, that is male gametophyte. Pollen grain, male gametophyte is very important. Okay, for 3 marks diagram, and 2 marks are 3 marks. They can ask you embryo. And for writing part, for 5 marks, majorly asked is outbreeding devices. Okay, this is very important question, and you have to write 5 subheadings about outbreeding devices. First, you start with the definition. After definition, write the subheadings and explain with the exam. Explain and give examples. Okay. Then artificial hybridization is asked for 3 marks, which you need to mention the steps, that is emasculation and bagging. And double fertilization is also one of the important question. What is double fertilization? Explain. For 3 marks, they can ask you. That is, you have to define syngamy and triple fusion. And I already have told you this, dicot and monocot embryo diagrams are also important. Okay, from this chapter, I hope so nobody have any doubts. Anything if you have, you can drop the message. Our next chapter is human reproduction. For sure, 5 marks, you will be having diagram. Either male or female reproductive system, one diagram will be there, or mammary gland diagram, human sperm. Out of this, you'll be going to have one diagram for sure for 5 marks. So you have to practice well with the proper labelings. And then 3 marks, you can have gametogenesis, that is spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Differences they can ask. You have to prepare well that. Schematic representation. Schematic representation is also very important. Okay. And placenta for 2 marks. They can ask you what is placenta, mention its functions. They can ask you in other way, what is placenta? Name the hormones produced by placenta during pregnancy. So these are majorly asked questions from previously asked question papers. Okay, and hormones related to spermatogenesis, oogenesis are also important. For that, you have to make one table and write which hormone, how it is going to produce. Okay, corpus luteum, what hormone it is producing during placental hormones, which are the placental hormones. Then you during paturation, which hormone is produced. All these are very important. Hormones also you have to make one table and prepare it. Then coming to third chapter, students, here reproductive health. Here we don't have any 5 marks question. First two chapters we have seen. There are 5 marks question. You have to prepare for that. In this chapter, we'll be having 3 marks questions and very important. Easily you can attempt as well. Once you sit, one sheet, A4 sheet is enough for this chapter. You have to just write what is contraceptive, which are the various types of contraceptive methods. You have to make one hierarchy. Make hierarchy and write what are natural contraceptives. That can be asked for 3 marks, right? In a separate way. Whereas they will be asking you about IUDs. Okay, various types of IUDs and with examples are also important, students. Then MTP stands for medical termination of pregnancy, right? So related to this, MCQ can be asked, or they can ask for 2 marks. And which period is safer for MTP? This key sentences are enough for you from this chapter. Then STD, sexual transmitting diseases, which are the curable and non-curable, and ideal contraceptives. Okay, ideal contraceptive properties. Okay, you have to write. Then what is infertility? What are the reasons for infertility? Now, majorly asked questions from this year. Preparatory exam board questions. No, we have seen what are the reasons for infertility. That is important now. So then what is art? Art is assisted reproductive technology, various types of assisted reproductive technologies, and their abbreviations are very important. Abbreviations, that is gift, IVF, all these abbreviations are very important. Okay, you have to write in one sheet and just practice once, it will be fine for you. So one A4 sheet is enough for this chapter. You have to make in short way, short notes with the hierarchy and with the abbreviations. Okay. Then majorly asked again, principles of inheritance and variation, which is 13 marks weightage. And here one 5-mark question will be for sure. That is, they can ask about monohybrid, dihybrid, or incomplete dominance. Okay, this phenotype, genotype, you have to know very well. Students are getting confused with that. And whenever you write here monohybrid and dihybrid, start with the definition of monohybrid or dihybrid or incomplete dominance. Then write with the parents, alleles, then go with the gametes and F1 generation. Then selfing of F1 generations, so many students will skip. Don't do that. Write the gametes also for there. There also you represent the parent and alleles as well. Okay. Finally, gametes. And make the Punnett chart cleanly and represent the phenotype and genotype. When you write phenotype, for example, here monohybrid, students will write 3:1. That's it. They won't write what is 3, what is 1. You have to write phenotypic, 3 is tall, 1 is dwarf. And when it comes to genotype, students will write 1:2:1. That's it. But you have to represent what is genotypic 1, capital T, that is homozygous, dominant, tall. Okay. 2 is heterozygous tall. 1 is homozygous dwarf. So all this representing with the genetic that is phenotype and genotype is very important, or else you people will lose 1 marks out of 5 for that. So make in mind and don't be hurry, don't be nervous. represent each answer properly. And then from this chapter, they can ask you about the codominance and definitions, about why definitions, various definitions we have. Okay. Codominance definition is very, very important with the blood groups. Then what is pedigree charts and the symbols are very important. And they can ask you direct question why Morgan has choose fruit flies for his experiment, or why Mendel has choose pea plant for his experiment. So these are the general questions they'll ask for 2 marks. You can represent easily once you read it. Then sex determination, honeybee, they have asked majorly. You have to go through with the male heterogamity and female heterogamity and represent with the schematic representations hierarchy. Okay, and in that majorly asked most is honeybee sex determination. So prepare well that question for 3 marks. And genetic disorders are also very important. About Mendelian disorders are chromosomal disorders. Chromosomal disorders, you have three: Turner syndrome, Down syndrome, and Klinefelter syndrome. You have to write the karyotype, then you have to represent the symptoms. If you read that much, the major part of the answering pattern is done. So you have to know the karyotype as well as the symptoms for the chromosomal disorders. And so I suggest everyone to prepare well for principles of inheritance and variation. Very easy chapter if you sit well, and you will score at least 10 marks from this chapter. Then molecular basis of inheritance, one of the huge chapter for the students, and students will feel little difficult from this chapter as well. So nothing difficult, I'll make you easy for you from this chapter. You listen here. One question for sure is going to come from first half of the chapter. That is, what is DNA structure? Then it comes to search for genetic material. Okay, so one question will come, and replication fork is important. Transcription, translation, transcription unit diagram is important for exam point of view. Then translation is little, explanation is more. So you can have this question if it comes also in the options. Representing, you have to represent, and it will be taking too long time to represent also. So just reduce the this attempting this type of questions. See to that questions where you can write easily. Okay, not like explanation paragraph wise. You have to represent hierarchy wise, or you can represent definition and schematic representation wise. That makes you easy to complete soon, time saving, as well as you can score better. Okay, and next half, one question will come for 5 marks for sure from the salient features of genetic code. Then lacoperon are salient features of Human Genome Project and steps of DNA fingerprinting. From these five questions, one 5 mark question will be coming for sure. And that is very easy as well. You have to list out the points of salient in genetic code and Human Genome Project. Okay, so 5 marks, two questions will come from this chapter. One from first half of the chapter, other from second half of this chapter. You have to be well versed. Okay, so from this chapter, you have to know about salient features of double helical structure as well. Very important. And in the model question papers, which is released from board, 1, 2, 3 model question papers, one question is there: salient features of double helical structure. That is Watson and Crick mod. Okay. Then coming to evolution chapter, it's very important. Only one diagram is there from this chapter, which is going to carry 3 marks. That is Urey Miller's experiment. And Hardy-Weinberg principle definition and factors affecting Hardy-Weinberg principles is one of the important question where you can look into and prepare well. And differences, when they can ask you about homologous, analogous difference, are convergent or divergent evolution. Okay. And also examiner point of view, paper setter point of view, this human evolution, brain capacities, and order of human evolution is important. You can write the again tabulation for this human evolution and brain capacities, CCs, and which year they were there. Okay, that is also important. One chat again for this chapter, you can have only 2 sheets, which is written in short form, which makes you too easy to revise at last. Why I'm telling to write down in shorter way? Because you have only 1 day gap for the biology, which makes you only to revise. That time is 1 day is enough for revision only. That's it. You can't prepare anything newly that time. So whatever preparation is there, still 7 more, 1 week is there. Take your time, start reading the biology for 2 days, prepare well along with the short forms in your paper or book, and make it ready for 1 day revision for your final examination. Okay, so then coming to human health and diseases, very vast chapter, but also very important chapter and easiest chapter. So here you have to know, as I have told you, you have to make the tabulation for the pathogens as well as diseases. That is, disease causing pathogens, scientific names, and which disease it causes, and symptoms. These are the 3 columns you have to make, and make one table. And immunity, they can ask you what is innate immunity, what are the barriers. That is familiarly asked question. Then coming to vaccines, little bit enough, no major questions, but you have to know about replication of retrovirus, which is related to AIDS, right? So this diagram is very important for 5 marks. You have to well versed. Then coming to cancer, what carcinogens, which different types of carcinogens, physical, chemical, and biological, and how can cure the cancer tumor, and difference between the malignant and benign tumors. Okay, you have to know that differences as well. You have to know about differences from this chapter. That is active and passive immunity, innate and acquired immunity, benign and malignant tumors. These are the differences where you have to look into, because one question can probably expect from this chapter. Then coming to 5 marks question, they can ask you related to drugs and how the prevention of drug abuse can be done. That is also having point wise, 5 to 6 points you prepare well, and that is enough. And also uh, drug producing plants, they name, scientific names, you have to make a note. Okay, and the one difference from molecular basis of inheritance I have missed out, that is euchromatin and heterochromatin, majorly asked question from the molecular basis of inheritance. Then coming to 8th chapter, students, that is microbes in human welfare. From this chapter, I can't say that only pick few questions or pick few important, because from this chapter, that is microbes and also biotechnology applications, all the content is important. Anything can be asked for 5 marks or 3 marks, but it is easy. You have to learn the, as I have told you initial slides only, when I have told you write the term, example, main terms, you have to remember the terms. If you remember, that is enough to score better. And in this chapter you make table for the industrial products and household products, scientific names, their function and uses. Now I will ask 2 questions from this industrial products. Okay, one is, name the scientific name of organism which is going to produce, it helps as a immunosuppressive agent. Name organism which functions as immunosuppressive agent. And the product and scientific name of organism I want. And one more is, Name the organism which is used in the streptokinase enzyme production. Okay, these two I just want to see who will answer. So later we have one diagram from this chapter also. As I have told you, 4 diagrams are very important for 3 marks. One is antibody, other one is biogas plant, then Urey Miller's experiment. Okay, these diagrams you have to prepare well. One question is going to come for sure. And from this chapter, all the scientific names and also all the content is important. I can't tell you to read only one thing. That's why I have told you, if you want to score the centum 70 marks out, then you have to go through the NCRT very well. And it's not so difficult to score. It is easy until you people are fix your self mindset that you can do and read and memorize NCRT very well. Okay. Then coming to biotechnology principles and process, and one more diagram here, that is diagrammatic representation of our DNA. You have to represent foreign DNA properly, vector, then which enzyme is used to cut the DNA, that is restriction enzymes, then which enzyme is helpful to fuse, ligase enzyme, and what is done. And as I have told you, from 4 chapters, we have major diagrams. One is sexual reproduction in flowering plants, human reproduction, then biotechnology, principle and process, then human health and diseases. From these chapters only, many diagrams are there. You have to go through and learn. Okay. Other parts, we have 1 or 2 diagrams only. So you learn this chapters, 4 chapters very well for the diagrams. Then coming to here, you have to know about tools used for the biotechnology process, that is restriction enzymes. You have to know which enzyme is used for the gluing molecular glues, that is ligase. Then you have to know vectors which are used in plants and animals. Separately, you have to know. Fine. Then PBR322, which is a vector, okay, plasmid. So here we have many cloning sites. So that cloning sites you have to remember very well. That is, you have to give short form for that. Some memory, like one story type, you have to make it and memorize. PST. What is PST? Prasad, you can see PVU, Pavan, which is present in the 2 selectable markers, that is, one is ampicillin, other one is tetracycline, right? So you have to pick one story type to remember the cloning sites. PST and PVU is present in ampicillin. Then you can go to the eco R1 economics. Then they have class like that. So Prasad and Pavan went to the economic class clear. Then they have landed into the Hindi class. So they have bombarded BUM H1, then they sat, okay, Sal 1. So like that, one story type you have to make. No need to mug up. Some things mug ups won't work, students. You have to learn. This is my point of view to remember this content. So you might be having different mindset or story. You can make your own story and remember few topics like this wherever it is necessary. Not every content requires this type of story, but wherever the memory game comes, you have to play that game well. Okay. So then coming to PCR, which is very, very important, students. PCR, they can ask you about tag polymerase. What is tag polymerase? What is the full form of this? I want the answer from your side. Drop the message. Then bioreactor diagram is important. Most of asked diagram is simple stirred bioreactor, but they can ask about spurged also. So be familiar with these 2 diagrams as well. Okay. Then for 3 marks, they can ask you about downstream processing. Last. Okay. So that also you prepare for this exam point of view. And biotechnology applications, as I have told you, molecular microbes in human welfare and biotechnology and its applications. Both the chapters are very important because we can't pick one thing which is gonna be very definite question answer. You have to read all the questions. It is easy storytelling type, this one. Okay, biotechnology and its applications. Okay, you have to read. For example, transgenic animals, you have subheadings, you write it, and you can elaborate and write. Then gene therapy, the gene is used in the 4 years girl child, how it is therapy done, permanent cure, you have to know. Okay, what is temporary cure, how it can be done. Then insulin, you have to know three chain, polypeptide chain, which is there as a pro hormone and which is present as a pro insulin. Okay, how it is processed, you have to know. Then GM crops, what are the properties of GM crops, why you are producing the genetically modified crops, what is necessity, you have to know that, why it is produced to enhance the nutrient value, then to enhance the what, two more points are there, you can drop that also answer. So genetic stress tolerance, etc., recycling the pesticides, herbicides, etc. So like this, these points are there. 4 to 5 points, you just make it so that in exam if you write 3 points, you can recall and write also, that will be more than enough. So next, coming to last unit, okay, which is students feel like it is a out of the box unit. Why? Because it is generalized about the nature, about organism, about the nature, how about the various types of species this unit is made up of. So but which gives you easily the scoring chapters these are. One is from the organism and population, you have to know population attributes, natality, mortality, okay, immigration, you have to know. Then curve, logistic curve, exponential curve, and with the equation, you should know. That can be asked for your MCQ also, students, keep in mind. Then various types of here population interaction, adaptations are not there, sorry. So interactions, you have to know these interaction with the examples, you have to well versed. Okay, ಮೇಜರ್ಲಿ ಆಸ್ಟ್ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೇಳೋ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದು ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲಿಸಮ್, ದೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯು ಕಾಂಪಿಟಿಷನ್, ಪ್ರಿಡೇಷನ್, ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸೈಟಿಸಮ್, ಕಮೆನ್ಸಲಿಸಮ್, ಅಮೆನ್ಸಲಿಸಮ್, ಒನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ for each. They will give you interaction, you have to write the example, or they can give example, you have to write the interaction. Then last before one chapter, that is ecosystem, very important. For 5 marks they can ask you decomposition. For 3 marks they can ask you about ecological pyramids diagram, very easy, and very easily you can score in that. And primary and secondary productivity definitions are important, and you have to know what is NPP and GPP. Net primary productivity, gross gross primary productivity, so you have to know that, and definitions are very important. Then last chapter is biodiversity and conservation. So from this chapter, very important is, what are the losses of biodiversity losses, evil quadrat, causes for the biodiversity loss, evil quadrat. There are 4 major quadrats. Okay, evil quadrats. What are that? One is fragmentation, second one, alien species invasion, then third, co-extinction. Okay, last one, tell me. Okay, I'm waiting for your answer now. So here, along with this biodiversity and conservation in this chapter, levels of biodiversity, desert pine, they can ask you few related question to desert pine, and organism which are endemic. Okay, that also can be asked. You have to list out the names of the endangered species. Then, how can be conserved? Okay, this conserve the nature, that is biodiversity loss. Paragraphical is here we have species area relationship. This equation is important with the definition and little explanation are important from this chapter. Okay, and for MCQs, they can ask you related to this pie chart here, which is the major vertebrates present percentage wise, and invertebrates they can ask you. When they'll ask the questions, students should be well versed whether it is invertebrates or vertebrates, whether they have asked least number or higher number, you should know. So read the question properly before answering, or before you, what happens sometimes when you are reading the MCQs, you will before completing the question only you will assume something from your side, and you will pick one answer and you will just write it. That won't work. Just with proper mindful, read the question, students, understand the question, then answer. And next one, you have to know that why other options are not correct also. That time you will not go wrong. Okay, picking the right answer is well and good. Okay, but why other options are not correct also, if you know, then you are scoring good in MCQs. Okay. So finally, I just want to say you all the best students here. So biology, it is theoretical. It is little difficult to score centum. If you go wrong in one sentence or one definition, it will be difficult. But passing is easy if you pay attention for first 6 chapters. Okay. So all the best for your board exams. Do your best and work on in last 1 week of time period. Okay, and believe in yourself and you can do miracles in last 1 week. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. Certain questions asked by the student sir, 3 model question paper is enough for our scoring 60 plus. This is one question asked by the student.
Yes, 3 model question papers is more than enough for scoring 40 students. So that's why board has released 3 model question papers. You have to go through with this model question paper with the answer properly, and along with that, the all the chapters diagrams well versed prepare. So that will be more helpful for you.
And one more question asked by the one more student. Ma'am, what if I write an answer twice? Will they check both and give marks for best of it?
No, you can't write MCQs. If you scratch and write, that won't be calculated. So that's why I have told you MCQ start and don't write anything. Okay, if you write twice, they won't consider. First time what you have written, that will be considered.
And one student is asking what is the explain about the spermatogenesis.
That is a process of formation of sperm. The schematic representation you have to read very well, which is more than enough for your exam.
Okay. And another student asked about the parturition and lactation.
Paturation is giving delivery process. It is called paturation. Yes, lactation is process of giving of milk to first milk. That is having the colostrum also very important, and antibodies produced by this colostrum also you have to read for exam.
And one more student asked about the explain about the colostrum.
Yeah, colostrum. That's what colostrum is. First milk produced during after delivery by the mother, which has good antibodies for the child.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. You have given very informative session, and I think it will be helpful not only for their board exam and as well as also those students who are preparing for the NEET and CET exam. You have very clearly mentioned which are the terminology they have to write, and that the spelling mistakes if you are done, then they'll lose the mark. Very sincerely, you have given all the information. I hope students have got very good information from your session. Hope they'll use this one and they can score good marks in their board exam. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
And also
Thank you,
at the same time, I'll thank you to Professor Mallikarjun Rao and Professor Manjunath for physics, and Professor Ravi for chemistry, and Professor Reena Madam for the biology. They are really done the good job, and they have given a very informative session. This will be useful the last moment when you are preparing for your board exam. Definitely will helpful for you, and those students are listening carefully. They have noted properly. I think they can do well. Another 1 week time is there. You can rectify yourself and you can do well in the exam. All the best to the student for their board exam. And at the same time, we like to, ma'am, you can stop sharing. Just you can stop sharing your screen. Just ma'am, yes, thank you. And students, if you have any query or any doubts, you can write us, or you can send us to the detailed information. We have given our mail ID also. We'll give you at the end of this session. And these are the speakers who are they really done good job. Thank you very much. And we also thankful to the students who are attending very patiently this session. And also same time we are thankful to the residential colleges who are sitting in various places like Bijapur, Shimoga, and Bagalkot, and and other places, Davangiri and other places. They are attending from live. They are attending this session. I'm I'm mentioning these people to thank you, and thank you to the college management who has given this, who have arranged this. AB section for the students, and they have definitely utilized this information. It will be useful for their board exam, and we are thankful to all the students also who are listening carefully and listening to these professors. If you have any doubt, Professor Mallikarjun already shared their mail ID. If you have any kind of query, you can share your details and information. And this is our contact number. If you have any kind of information, whether related to your subject or related to any career information or related to Dayanand Sagar University, you can contact us. The contact number also given here very clearly. North Karnataka student, they can contact Coastal Karnataka student, and even also those students in Bangalore surrounding students also, they can note down this number. And this is the address and email ID also. You can send your feedback also, how you feel, and any suggestion or any inputs you want to give, you can specify, or in future any kind of webinar you require, that also you can mention. So thank you all, thank you very much. All the best for your board exam. All the students, do well, so that you can, as I told last time also, that if you score well in your board exam, so that it will be helpful for your CET exam, because 50% mark will be considered from your board and 50% marks will be considered from your CET, so that your rank will be decided. So that is the reason your board exam is very important. So score well. Thank you very much. All the best. Thank you. Good night.